One of the most difficult questions that people have to decide when they come into my office is whether or not they should keep their home or whether or not they should walk away. And here's some things that you should consider. And first of all, Nevada is a different market than the rest of the country because Nevada has suffered some of the deepest declines in home values of any part of the country, particularly here in Las Vegas. So if your house was at 300,000 when you bought it and you owe 300,000, now it's dropped down to 150,000. In many situations, it's dropped down even further than that. You have to ask yourself, how long is it going to take for my house to double in value, to go back from the 150 that it's worth today, back up to the 300,000 when you initially purchased it? If you don't plan on staying in the house for 10, 15, 20 years plus, which is probably how long it's going to take for market values in Las Vegas to go back up to what they were, maybe that's something you should seriously consider. If you don't have a long-term plan to stay in Nevada, then that's something you should take very seriously in the determination of whether or not you should keep your home. The second factor is, can you afford the payment? I mean, this is a long commitment, 30 years on a mortgage. Do you really want to struggle with the mortgage, live paycheck to paycheck, never take a vacation, never go out to dinner, never get a movie, always have to cut back on what you can have in your life because you're scraping to keep up a house that's worth half of what you owe? Effectively, you're just renting. If you owe the bank $300,000 and it's worth $150,000, every month you make that mortgage payment, you don't build any equity, which is the same exact situation you have when you rent. So why struggle week after week after week trying to keep up on a mortgage payment, living paycheck to paycheck, depriving yourself and your family of some of the funner things in life just to try to keep up on a mortgage payment? So that's the second thing you need to ask yourself, is whether or not can you afford it comfortably and still have some money left over so that you can do some entertainment. The final question is, do you really love the home to begin with? Some people get too, we can cut there.
Yeah.
The final thing you should ask yourself, and it seems so basic, but it's, do you really love the home? Some people get so caught up in the emotional attachment and the connection that they associate with failure and losing their home and being foreclosed on. At the end of the day, it's you and your family and your significant others that you live with. You have to be happy. If you don't love your neighborhood or the school district that you're in, then don't fight just on principle. You're not proving anything to a multi-billion-dollar bank that you're not going to let them take your home. If your home's worth half of what you owe, then maybe you should just consider, let them have it. If you don't love the home that much to begin with, don't get too caught up in the emotional battle. Don't get too caught up in pride and ego. Make a good financial decision. It's going to make you happier in the long run.